Alright. How's everybody doing? We are about to make some transfers. We're going to do a couple different ones, so I hope you have fun. I hope you learned something today. I hope you have fun and learn something, but sometimes you don't gotta do both. Sometimes you could have fun. Sometimes you could have fun or learn something, you know? But we're gonna try to do both. Yeah. That ought to work. I don't know. We'll see. So, let me get a plate. Alright, first we're going to try to make we got it pretty clean here. Nothing real big. Okay, so now we got it sopping wet here. Alcohol and dish soap. Now we're going to put this down. And we're going to put that down. Shit. Okay. Now. Okay, let's put your clean ones in there. Let's go ahead and put these in there. What the fuck am I laying on? Okay. That one's here, right? Okay. Look at that. Is that blue one? Okay. Okay. So we got everything we're trying to do there. Okay, let's clean our hands. Alright, so I was trying to get caught up. We have our ape, our albino penis envy, and we're going to stretch this out over a couple more, pieces of agar, and I'm going to add this to a couple pieces of grain too. So what we're just doing, we're making a plate that I bought. We're making one plate that I bought stretch out a little bit. That's all we're doing here. So what that is for is to clean the blade. Okay, so we're going to use alcohol to wipe anything off of it, which ain't nothing on it. It's a good nice clean blade anyway. Thank gosh, because I nicked my finger. And here's what we just want it red hot, not scalding or nothing crazy. Yeah, you get it red hot like that. So now we get it in there. Fuck you, stupid. Trying to get a couple good transfers done before I start trying to worry about the video, showing y'all. I'd rather have it done. But anyway, this is pretty easy stuff. All we're doing is cutting out pieces, and then we're sticking them to a piece of agar, and we're trying to do all this with as little touch and as little open container as possible. So we clamshell it like that, and then we take a piece out with it stuck on the razor. We barely open the agar and we pop that bad boy in there, right? Okay. Ow. Sorry everybody, I forgot I was on camera for a second, but I'm still just cutting and taking I'm just trying to work quietly because this is a plate that I bought and it's some genetics that are supposed to be pretty awesome on the penis envy side. So I was just really focusing on trying to get it right. But you see what I'm doing here, same thing as like I was telling you about. Don't nothing change from what I tell y'all from how I do it. If I'm only needing a couple transfers, I'm still gonna make 1,000 of them for several reasons, but none more important than you can't predict what's gonna happen. Oh fuck. Like you just don't never know what's gonna happen. So, if I need 5 or 6 transfers and you get the idea. Everybody gets the idea. Yes. The only reason I don't like them pre-made agars. Fuck a damn duck. It don't matter. None of that even matters because I've only got 3 more in there, and then I gotta decide what I'm gonna do, and I think I already know what I'm gonna do. Shit. That's one. Okay, I'll turn that off for a second. Now I've got my agar closed right there, so that I'll have to mark later is what that is. Now all of these I'm gonna set over here. All of these later I gotta mark because these are penis envy. Now right now me talking to y'all, I feel like this is enough for that, but as soon as I think that, something will go wrong and I'll wish I had more. I'm probably going to do the rest of them in agar. I was thinking about, just then, I was thinking about putting a couple to grain right now. And I might, but I'm going to do 8 more. And then if there's any left of my, if there's any left after that, then I will put the rest of it to grain. Just like you always say, if you don't know if you're gonna need more, then agar is so cheap versus anything else, you know. So if you're not sure, just go ahead and put a couple more out there, you know, because like I said, the agar is so cheap that you'd feel stupid if you only needed a couple more, or if something just didn't go right and you wished you would have had, you know, 1 or 2 more. There ain't no reason why you shouldn't do it, you know. Just go ahead, make you 8 or 10 more transfers, and then you can just hope it all goes right. And if it does go right, then you will have you'll have a whole bunch to choose from then. But I have never seen a grow go 100% as planned. Never. So just know that there's always gonna be room. I mean, always to leave room for life to happen. You know, I ain't even gonna call it for accidents. Just leave room for life to happen. Okay. Now that ought to be enough, and even if that ain't enough, then I made a mistake somewhere. Oh. 1, 2, 1, 3, 4. I'll give 4. None of that matters. Don't trip. Now I'm just trying to kind of hedge my bet. I am adding 4 good healthy strips to a couple more grain jars, just in case for whatever reason that if the agar didn't take, or even if the agar all takes, it's still nice to go ahead and have a head start on some grain. Normally I don't do this. Normally I would put every piece to agar. Yeah, normally I'd put every single piece to agar, but I got so many other little projects that I got going right now. Like after this, I'll show y'all. We're gonna be working on it here shortly. After all this penis envy, I have, let me get that shook up and moved around some. Yeah. After the penis envy, I have, what the hell is that? Okay. Right, get that it. Yes, there we go. After I get this straight, I got a clone to do from some yeah, I got, hang on, I'm sorry, I can't think when I'm trying to do this last part. I'll tell you. Yes, so now that I have the penis envy situated, next I have some wild mushrooms that I have no clue what they are. 100% sure they're cubensis, but other than that, though, I have no clue. Now they're big, Anybody, well, not all of them either, but like most wild mushrooms, hang on, I'm gonna start over and tell y'all about it once I get this done. That way I can focus on what I'm saying. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now we can focus. Alright, so now that I have the ape out of the way, I have a clone right here. A couple, this is the stem to a couple wild cubensis here from Mississippi, and they were big, nice ones, so I wanted to clone a few of them because, you know, it's just good to have genetics on hand, and I'm not exactly sure what this is, but like I said, I'm 1000% sure that it is a cubensis. So, you know, to me it don't really matter what kind it is, because I do know that it was in the wild, so that means that it's gonna have, almost certainly it's gonna be pretty resilient, you know, pretty strong genetics, because if it could produce out in the wild, then, you know, under laboratory conditions, it ought to be super easy. So here we go. Shit, fuck. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I cut a piece of it off, and then I cut a piece of the middle tissue out. And with mycelium, you don't actually need a physical piece of the mushroom, because the mycelium is so strong that if you just done like a spore swab, that would be plenty. But I am gonna go ahead and do better than that. I'm gonna actually put a piece of the mushroom in each one, and then on my next transfer, obviously I don't have to do that, you know. So that's just on this one that I'm doing that. And almost all of these are probably going to be dirty because of how the mushroom is. But it don't matter if it's dirty, because I'm going to transfer it out, you know. I'll make a couple more transfers. I'm just trying to get the genetics on paper. Or on agar, rather, so I can see what it's all about, you know, because for whatever reason I'm having trouble growing big mushrooms in a box. Like whenever I deal with them in the wild, and that's what I see is big dinner plate sized ones and stuff like that. But I was having problems actually producing some of them on my own, so I went and got some in the wild. And it just so happens that on this day I went, I couldn't find no dinner plate sized ones, but these were still pretty big, and they're all of that family. They're that same type that can produce big ones. Now I'm kind of working against myself with these because I'm cloning, and when you clone, you're not likely to get anything random. You're going to get exactly what you're cloning. So what I'm going to do to combat that is I have a couple nice spore prints from the same field. So I'm going to put them on agar as well, and then in a few days, I'll see what I got. This will be super easy to transfer out my first transfer. Alright, so I gotta keep that separate. Now you could eat all these stems right here and just get probably fucked up. Or it'd be messed up, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss. It'd probably be a good microdose, but I try to not eat or deal with stuff that I was using for laboratory stuff. Yeah. All right, how's everybody doing? We're almost through now. We have done a cloning session. That turned out lovely. Now we are gonna, with the rest of this, I'm going to do these, I'm going to put these spore prints out, and we can just see what the reason I wanted to do the spore prints is because if you clone something, it's going to be random. If you clone something, it's not going to be random. You know what you're getting, but that's a good thing and a bad thing. If you're hunting for something, then you don't want to work with a clone because it's not going to be nothing random. You're just going to get whatever you cloned. But if you have spores, then you can get some random stuff, maybe some cool mutation, or maybe some big ones, some small ones, whatever. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to be trying to play the genetics lottery. So that's what we're going to do with the rest of these. We're going to play the genetics lottery and just see what comes up. If something cool might come up, or it might not. It really don't matter because all this is free from a field around here, and I can go back and get more if I need to or whatever. But I know that this is a beautiful print because I'm the one who printed it. You see all that? Cool, huh? Okay, so we have us an inoculation ring here. Makes dealing with the spores super easy. You just heat that up like that. Well, I shouldn't have heated it up yet because I need to open a bunch of these. open. Let's ride. All we're doing is touching the ring to the spores and then touching the ring to the shit, I touched the side with it. Yeah, that's all we're doing is touching the ring to the, just raking the ring across the spores and then doing the same with the agar. We just, all you got to do is barely make contact with this stuff. Somebody said one time that talking about if it's hard to grow mushrooms or not. They said you got like mushrooms want to grow. Like this is something that happens in nature out in the field, and if you've got the circumstances right in your lab, mushrooms just about. It'd be hard for them to not grow under the optimum circumstances. And we're certainly going to try to create the optimum circumstances for them. I wish I would have took some pictures. I don't like doing pictures, man, of actual mushrooms because that's how you can get yourself in trouble after the fact. Like if you had a bunch of pictures on your phone and you happen to be going through somebody's field or something, you could throw the mushrooms away, and then, there you are with a whole bunch of pictures on your phone, and bam, that's evidence. But I wish I would have broke my rule and maybe ask somebody, do they have any idea what type of shrooms these are that grow around here. I've looked it up, and there's about 3 or 4 different kinds that are native to Mississippi from what I could tell, and for sure out of them ones that seem close in size, like not all of them could be just on the size, but then you got different texture, different everything, so I found a couple that I was thinking that had a high probability. If you can't tell, I'm a moron whenever when I'm doing something. I don't do good at talking. Like while I'm doing something, I need to just be doing it, because my mind does not work well like that. Like doing 2 things at once. Anyway, there you have it. That's how you do it. I'm going to throw this away because I got it wet and this gets old quick, but that is actually what spore prints look like. But I did get it wet in there, so I ain't even going to try to save that. That is, it can rot, is what I'm saying. I forget how to word it right, but it can, in fact, rot. Okay, so here would be the part where 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. This is another reason that I love the painter's tape. So I know I have 12 wild, that's the clones. So I'm going to say W dot C, wild clone, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wild clone, wild clone, wild clone, wild clone. Alright, so that is 12 of my little labels, so I want to get them all off there. Then you take the tape and you cut it, and then you go bam. We're going to label them on the bottom because we do not want, obviously, to obstruct our vision or anything. We're just trying to be able to identify them and mainly not mix them up, man. I done that one time. I mixed up a bunch of my jars, and it was just it really sucked because, of course, you can still, play it out, but you don't know what's what, and you don't know why. I mean, it's really terrible. Alright, so I've just got a little WC on there, and with me, I'll write in my notebook what WC means, and when I label something WC. So that means a wild mushroom that I don't know the species to, and this is a clone, right? WC, wild mushroom clone. I know it's super simple, but see, my labels are simple because I'm not printing them, I'm writing them on tape. So I make the labels simple, and then I might elaborate a little more in my notebook, I might do a little better in the notebook, like any notes that I wanted to remember, anything. Bam. Bam. Oh. That's when I love that painter's tape. It moves, it comes, it does, it's real forgiving. And you need that one. Oh. Okay, so we got our wild mushroom clones there. Now we got four, 2, 4, 12, 16. We got 19 wild mushroom spores. So we're going to call this WMS, right? Wild spores, WS, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 18, 16, 17, WS, WS. Alright, so now we peel that bad boy off like okay. Yeah, I'm doing that. I just got that WS, and like I said, you ain't gotta be fancy with your labels. Just write something on there easy that you will know what it means, and then if you want to go crazy and you want to take 1,000 notes, get you a notebook and then have a section on it. Have a section in your notebook that is titled WS, and then you can write to your heart's content under that, you know, everything you want. When you start trying to do too much on your labels, then I'm going to tell you what will end up happening. You're going to end up not doing labels, because even doing this little bit of work with labels are a pain in the ASS, but it's necessary, because it don't take nothing but, I mean, you could be the neatest person in the world and your girl come through and clean up and just think she's helping you by moving stuff out the way, and then next thing you know, if they're not right back where I know, because I used to try to leave stuff in a certain area, and I'm real good at doing that. Like if I leave it in a certain place, I will know where everything is and what it is and all that just by where I left it. But sometimes you get mixed up, or sometimes somebody else tries to do something to help you and it ends up messing your whole deal up. And just why take the risk? Just two little initials like this and bam, then you ain't got to worry about it. You know what's what, and you know when you done it because it's labeled in your notebook, you know. And then you ain't got to worry about mixing your stuff up, and then you can be, certainty is a beautiful thing, you know, and that's something that you can't often get in life. Certainty is something you can't often get, but right now I'm certain of what is in these agar cups because I'm labeling it, you know. Just that little bit of peace of mind is a beautiful thing. It is a beautiful thing. Okay. One, two, three, four, 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. So we're going to go, perfect, we're going to go 8. That's 24. Very cool. Oh shit. Laid that one back on there, and then I got this one off. Okay, so let's slide 5. These ones are the ones I come for. These are the ones I paid for, you know, with my for the plate. So these are the ones that I need to get something out of. And the cool thing about albino penis envy is I heard somebody that grows them say that you never grow these for profit because these are so finicky and the yields are so small and everything, you know, they're real high contam rate, they're hard to deal with, everything. So basically you grow these for the love of it and for the hobby, and if it goes right, you know, then you got some great mushrooms, and if it don't, then you got some good practice, you know, because they are so complicated to grow. They're just not, I wouldn't go so far to call it complicated because they're just cubes, but at the same time they're finicky. That's what I heard somebody say. They're finicky. There's 1,000 things can go wrong and only a couple that can go right for you. And I don't say that to try to discourage nobody from growing them. What the reason I say that is so you know that maybe apes don't be your first mission you tackle, you know. Maybe you knock out golden teachers or B plus, you know, something like that, something that's got a real high success rate for beginners, and then once you've got your feet good and wet in the game, then you might jump on up to 8. If anybody's wondering, I leave all my jars and agar and all that at the same temp. I try to keep it right around 70, 73, 74, something like that. And then whenever I flip it to fruiting, I try to make the temp drop down about 5 or 6 degrees, you know, so try to have it around 68, 70, something like that. I like it to be good and cold when I'm fruiting them, mainly because I'm just trying to keep bugs down, the flies. Some people that live in cold environment, man, I've almost wanted to move to the cold just so I don't have to deal with the bugs down here in the south. I mean, the bugs down here are a baby nightmare. I'm talking about they are a nightmare. But it's getting cold now, you know, or it's about to get cold, and we won't have to deal with this too much longer. Do you see what I mean about how I say that you will use painter's tape for everything as a mushroom grower? Alright guys, the only thing I really have left to do is clean this stuff up and organize it when I put it up. So with that being said, much love everybody, have a good one.